Now, first of all, welcome everyone. Oh, macam formula sangat. Oh, macam like, macam ala-ala class real jatuh. Okay. Okay, today we're gonna actually look in terms of tani punya particular paper 21. Okay, so like since na okay. Ako malug tayo cakap sa nato. Okay, now let's actually talk about this paper 21. Okay, this is actually our last June punya paper. Okay, so last June punya paper, it's kind of like not too hard, not too easy. Okay, so so I think ada tu nampak tu chat kamu. Okay, pasal record. Okay. Okay. Now the first question, let's actually talk about the first question. Now we'll actually look in terms of the first question, so that I actually look in terms of any particular organic actually molecule. So now for each of that, okay, as I mentioned to Kamo, okay, I really want you actually all to look in terms of, okay, what are the families categorized jurang punya particular apa tu namanya functional group jurang. So let's actually take to annotate kamu punya particular ini, okay? So I don't like this, okay? So this is actually the functional group, okay? And of course, this is actually the functional group of that C single H bond, okay? And CC single bond, okay? Then this would actually be the functional groups, okay? Now there's two functional group on F, okay? Now we have, again, it's actually CH group, okay? C single bond, okay? So you can actually see single bond, okay? Then you have C double bond C, then you actually have this, okay? Now this would actually be, each one of them, you should actually be able to label that. So this would actually be alcohol. Okay, now this would actually be an alkane. Okay, now this would actually be carboxylic acid. Okay, siapa lagi mantek satu? Okay, now this is actually ada dua. F actually ada dua here. Okay, you have the carboxylic acid. Okay, C acid. Okay, and also here is actually alcohol. Okay, now here sama juga you can actually see alkane. Okay, because kenapa ya actually alkane? Because of only C single bond C and CC single bond H. So this would actually be an alkene. Okay, and this would actually be, kamu lihat di sini COOC. Okay, so this is actually an ester bond. Okay, okay. This would actually be, the whole thing is actually what we call an ester. Okay, now remember, ester kamwani is actually made from two particular components. Okay, I'm gonna actually identify them, okay, using a different particular color of box. Now this would actually be, okay, as you draw. Okay, so this would actually be sama color niya ni. Okay, now we're gonna actually see in terms of this box, okay, as acid, okay, and the other box, the other color, I'll use pink. Okay, so here, okay, that would actually be your alcohol. So now I'm gonna actually put here, okay, C acid, okay, and the other one, kenapa ini tarang itu kan bida, okay. Yeah, okay, now lawa. Okay, so it's tarang. Okay, so here the other one is actually alcohol. Okay, now, okay, I don't want to talk about the question dulu. I want to talk about what do you understand by each of that particular functional group. Because as I mentioned to Kamo, no matter how long that particular hydrocarbon, you just need to look at the functional group, because only functional group will actually change. Okay, now when actually we have the cine, okay, so what happened to form the ester, okay, you would actually have to undergo condensation process, okay, or condensation reaction. Okay, so condensation reaction is actually when water is actually removed, okay, to make the bond come on. Okay, now water from where? Now I'm gonna actually highlight that, okay, area, okay, with the, I think, green. Okay, so there is actually supposed to actually be, okay, here. Okay, so there's actually in here, it should be green. Okay, why actually is not green? Okay, I'm gonna redo that. Okay, so yeah, it's gonna actually be green. Okay, so there will be actually COOH dengan OH kamu. So in that particular area, so you have to remove the H2O kamu sana. Okay, so you have to actually remember that. Okay, for formations of ester, okay, it is actually condensation process. So water is actually removed. Okay, now if there is actually long chain of this particular ester bond, okay, then we actually call that as condensation polymerization. Now condensation polymerization only be able to happen, okay, kalau polymerization ani, okay, if, okay, sekiranya di hujung-hujung actually each of that, mana tayo masa na, okay, mana kan mouse na, okay, so di hujung-hujung actually kamu punya particular on the each or both ends should actually have additional apa itu namanya, functional group, so they can actually react and form bonds like or joint together. Now so far so good. Now, okay, so what really happened? Okay, why don't you guys want to actually say something? Oh my god, okay, they don't see your face anyway, just you actually know, and I'm not gonna post it anywhere specific, okay, yet. Okay, so but again, okay, now, okay, here now we start with actually the A, alcohol. So alcohol, okay, so tani tahu alcohol can actually be made, okay, from alkene. Okay, so this actually can be made from alkene. Okay, I'm gonna actually put here, okay, can be made from, okay, alkene. Okay, cuma just plus steam. Okay, now, or it also can actually be converted, okay, converted, okay, to kamu punya particular apa, okay, carboxylic acid, okay, by the process of oxidation. Okay, now oxidation, okay, with using oxidizing agent, OA. Okay, now remember oxidizing agent tadi can actually ada dua. Okay, you gonna actually have potassium manganate or potassium permanganate. Okay, dichromate or permanganate, sorry. Okay, manganate ataupun dichromate. Okay, now the color of the oxidizing agent for manganate is going to be purple. If there is oxidation occur, it gonna actually becomes colorless. Okay, now for, okay, kamu punya particular another particular oxidizing agent, that would actually be your potassium dichromate. Okay, potassium dichromate will actually change from orange to green if there is actually oxidation occurring. Okay, now, okay, so basically in terms of that, what you need to actually know about alcohol, come on. Okay, so you have to remember, okay, things about the alcohol. Now the alkene are actually unreactive. They undergoes only okay, because every hydrocarbon would undergoes combustion. Okay, so the second thing that they can actually go would actually be substitution reactions. Okay, in the presence of UV light. Okay, and it has to be using halogen. Okay, so you need to use halogen. Come on, so for so good. Okay, now I'm gonna actually just put it there. Okay, so it's actually combust and, okay, substitution. So must actually have the UV light. So again, okay, so these are the things that actually what we're gonna able to actually look at. Okay, I hope that actually, you know, it is not overlap. Okay, it might be overlap anyway. Okay, hopefully not that much. Okay, it will be overlapping. Okay, okay, it will be overlapping, so I hope that you guys can actually see that. Okay, now because alcohol di bawah hadis, so anyway, okay, is I've already made that particular, you know, okay, all that. Okay, I'm gonna actually give that particular apa tu namanya aerolite lah. Okay. Now carboxylic acid, what actually carboxylic acid can actually undergo? Now when we actually talk about carboxylic acid, they can actually undergo satu, okay, reactions with, okay, of course combustion, everything can actually be combusted, remember that, okay. So reaction with metal, okay, so they're gonna actually produce kamu punya H2, okay. That would actually be magnesium something, okay, salt and H2, okay. So they're gonna actually form salt, okay, plus H2, okay. Now another one, okay, we're gonna actually have, okay, second, okay, reaction with, okay, hydroxide, okay, OH minus, okay, that would actually be neutralization, so salt plus water, H2O, okay. Now another one that they can actually undergo would actually be reaction with carbonate, okay. Carbonate, okay, carbonate, okay. Then they will form salt, okay. What do they actually form? Salt, carbon dioxide, and water. It's oxide, not salt, okay. Okay, it would actually be salt, carbonate, yeah, oxide, yeah, okay. Salt, sorry, okay. Salt plus CO2 plus water, okay.
So,
Lekan. Hindi juara, sakit.
oh.
Hindi juara. Mana? Masya mana? Okay. Hindi to, inshallah hindi. Okay. Now, okay. The fourth one would actually be esterification. Huh? Okay. So esterification. Okay. So as the reification, okay, that would actually be, okay, forming ester, okay. So now that would actually be the carboxylic acid. So we actually have all this kind of alkene for now. This is actually we haven't actually talked about that. Now alkene actually can undergoes addition reaction. Additions of what? Okay, I'm gonna actually put that. Okay, so additions of one, okay, hydrogen, okay, H2, okay, we call it hydrogenations, okay, forming, okay, that would actually be forming alkene, okay. So another one is additions of H2O plus H2O, which is actually gas, okay. Then actually put that gas so you know it's actually apa tu namanya, steam, okay. It will be forming alcohol, okay. Then after that you can actually have tiga, okay, oxidation, okay. Then empat actually would actually be esterification. Astaghfirullahalazim. Mana to? Okay, esterification, okay. What actually have, okay, oxidation, oxidation sama alcohol, okay. Sorry, okay. Addition, polymerization. Okay. So you're gonna actually have that, okay. Oh yeah, additions of halogen, okay. So I should actually put apa tu namanya, just plus sign, plus halogen. Now remember the halogens are actually group 7, okay. I'm gonna actually put that, okay, as plus, okay. Now it is actually, remember you actually have that, okay. Let me actually move that a little bit, okay. So it does not actually overlap, okay. So I'm gonna actually move that. So now, okay, so I'm gonna actually just put that particular that 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 one is this one, and this one is this one, and this one is this one. Okay. Now, okay, so basically these are the things that you actually have, you need to remember. Now you can actually see in here, okay, RF, okay. Now when I mentioned tadi kalau condensation reaction, okay, kalau ni actually both ends actually ada kamu punya particular functional group, okay, then what will happen? They're gonna actually be able to form long chain, or they can actually form what we call the polymer. Now the polymer that they're gonna actually form, that would be condensation polymerization, okay, or condensation polymers, okay, not additions, okay. Now for the double bond, they actually they can actually undergo polymerization too, but we call it addition polymerization. We don't actually call them as kamu punya particular apa itu namanya condensation polymerization. Why we don't call them condensation polymerization? Indah kan sebegitu tadi, condensation reaction or polymerization that would actually require H2O to be removed. Now kalau kamu can actually make a polymer out of the alkene, you will just need to break the double bond and the double bond becomes single bond. So there is no water actually formed. So there's no condensation actually happening. So these are the things, the reason kenapa tadi actually have to remember this, okay? Now another actually example of condensation polymerizations is actually formations of actually protein from amino acids. You're gonna actually have amide linkage or ataupun yeah, it's amide linkage, okay, or peptide bonds, okay, we call them, okay. So far so good.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Okay. Now, I should know. We'll chat lagi. Okay. Now, okay. Um, let's see. Okay, what the question actually all about. Okay, so ito baru. Tadi kan actually ano. So this is actually the reason kenapa I really want to go through the paper. Okay, with you so that kamu actually tahu what's actually going on. Okay, really want. Okay. Apa tu namanya? I really want you guys to actually look at this, okay? I really want you guys to actually understand the organic, because if you actually want to actually go through another level of organic, you should know this, okay? And all these other things, okay? Now, the point, okay? So now, let me clear that off, okay? Have you guys actually copied that, okay? If you don't copy, if you haven't actually copied, please copy it first or take a screenshot of it, okay? So at least that kamu tahu what's going on, okay? Now,
Take screenshot already.
okay, thank you. Okay, let's actually clear that off. Okay, so basically we move on with the questions. Okay, now clear. Okay, now we're gonna actually go through that. Now, each of the compound can actually be used once, more than once, or not at all. Now, state which compound. We just need to use A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, N, O, P. Okay, but again, okay, so you don't need to name them. Okay, ada tu karang macam, oh my God, mana satunya? Macam aku na namakan. Okay. We don't actually really care about that. What we really care about, you know, the structure, you know what compound it is, okay, and you be able to actually identify them and what reaction they can actually undergo. Now, okay, a molecule with only 14 atoms, okay, so 14 atoms, okay, what you're gonna actually do, you have to actually underline that, okay, you're gonna actually need to draw that, okay. So 14 atoms, okay, so you have to count them up, okay, the one yang actually ada 14, okay. So, okay, everyone knows how to count? Yes, okay. Wunderbar. So basically, okay, what really happened, okay, so you have to count lah, mana satu yang ada 14, okay? So count, okay? So remember kalau counting, okay, if you can actually see di sini, okay, yang I'm gonna actually just highlight this up, okay? This part, okay, there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? Because 3 hydrogen and 1 carbon, so there's actually going to be actually 4, okay? So far so good, okay? So what we really want now is actually, okay, this is 4. H-nya 3, carbonnya 1. 3 campur 1, 4. Cua. So, ini 4 campur, semua sekali. Ini 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That G would not actually be the molecule. Okay. So, you know, so that straight away, it would actually not be that one. Okay. Now, can you give me the answer? What was the answer? Girls? What's the answer? Anyone know? Coba kira dulu, please. Please. Mana siapa nih? Siapa nenek? Bah, bukan. Bah, benar. Yang on the molecule have 14. Mana satu? Batoh. Mana? Which one? Look at that. Mana dia? I'm gonna clear that. Okay. I want a 14. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Ni na iya terus. Nek. Okay. So it's E. Yeah, pandainya. Okay. So basically this is actually, okay, kamu punya particular apa namanya molecule with actually 14 atoms. Okay. Now FIFA actually tahu tak cara cari, you just need to count FIFA. So basically yang ini 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So D is 12. Okay. F is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. F is also 12. Okay. So yang tadi yang ini is more than 14. Okay. 11, A is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Also 12. Okay. So the one that actually I want is actually 14. Okay. So just count it up.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
okay. So now can be oxidized to form, okay, propanoic acid. Okay. So basically oxidize. Apa yang boleh oxidize? So begitu sudah kan, alcohol can actually be oxidized, okay, to actually propanoic acid. But okay, remember, okay. So in terms of this, okay, so let's see. Is the answer actually C? This is alcohol sudah. Okay, dia cakapnya can be oxidized to form propanoic acid. So you should not give me a propanoic acid. Okay, prop means berapa? Prop means actually 3. Okay, prop is 3. Yes, 4 is but. Okay. So basically, so you can't give me propanoic acid because this propanoic acid comes from, okay, propanol, okay? So it actually comes from a propanol. So it actually has to be, sudah sebegitu tadi kan, alcohol can undergo oxidation actually to form carboxylic acid. So basically, what kind of carboxylic acid? It depends on actually alcohol yang actually kamu ada number of carbon itu, okay? So basically, in terms of this, I want propanoic acid. So yes, the answer would actually be A. Okay, so the answer would actually be A. Okay, so I want something that actually can be, okay, forming kamu punya particular propanoic acid. So it has to be propanol. Okay, so now propanol is actually undergoes oxidation to form propanoic acid. Okay, so for so good. Okay. Yes, the answer would actually be A. Okay. Welcome, Ifa. Okay. Now, tadi we actually explained, but it's okay. Since you apa tu namanya, hair masuk, because I record this, so I can actually send it over later. Okay. So because I've never actually recorded this particular our session before, so since banyak yang dah datang, so I would actually apa tu namanya, record this and share with the others. Now here, okay. Now question number 3, okay, is an isomer of butane. Now remember, what is isomer? Okay, so you have to define isomer. Same number, sorry, okay, not the same number, same molecular structure, but okay, so same molecular formula, different molecular structure. So that would actually, yang you have to remember, same, okay, molecular formula, but different molecular structure. Okay, so apa yang dimaksudkan dengan same molecular formula but actually different structure? So the number of carbon and hydrogen all and oxygen is actually sama, okay, but the structures are actually different. Okay, now let's see. Okay, in terms of that, okay, what would actually we have to look in terms of that? Okay, now here, okay, of a butane, I want a butane. Okay, but is mana to overlap, sorry girls. Okay, I'm gonna actually just move that a little bit. Okay, now butane. Okay, so what's actually the butane? But is berapa tau? C, okay, A and E kan tau? So CnH2n, okay, plus 2. Okay, so basically that would actually be general formulanya. So but is actually 3. So C3, okay, H678. Okay, C3, okay, H8. Okay, so now, okay, so basically, okay, that would actually be the molecular formula. So I need to find something yang actually C3H8. Okay, I don't really care about the structure because the structure it can be a different structure because an isomer can be any structure as long as they actually have the same number of carbon, same number of hydrogen, and same number of oxygen if there is any, or nitrogen if any. Okay, so far so good. Paham to apa saya try to maksudkan di sini? Saya maksudkan ialah, okay. Now let's see C3H8.
Yes.
Okay, now when we look in terms of that, okay, so basically in terms of this, so let's actually take a look. Okay, take a look into your eyes. Okay, so I want to see 3. So 1 2 3, banyak C3 ni, 1 2 3. Okay, so basically A and E, so artinya I can actually just cancel this. Okay, cancel this. Okay, I can actually 1 2 3, okay, cancel this. Okay, because A and E, okay, butane dada oxygen. Okay, so basically I don't explain it. So the 1 2 3 4, I cancel this. Okay, I cancel this. Okay, so I actually left with 1 2 3 4. The answer is mana tak? C3 1 2 3. Okay, 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 3 6 7 8. Okay, now, okay, dia mau butane kan, and this is butane. Okay, same structure but actually different formula. I mean the same formula but different structure. Okay, so 1 2 3 4. Kenapa ya actually in terms of this? Okay, now here I really want, I don't want actually OH, I don't want that. Okay, so if I actually have carbon is 4. Okay, butane is 4 jua. Astaghfirullahalazim, kenapa kan sani? Okay, kan I make mistake. Okay, so but again I'm gonna erase that. Okay, okay, but is 4. Okay, so artinya but is 4. Okay, so I can actually have that. Okay, and the rest I have to actually cancel it. Okay, I have to cancel this. Okay, because this is actually 3, so but is actually 4. I'm sorry girls. Okay, so here it should be sorry. Okay, here. Okay, so mana ni? Okay, so C4. Okay, HCN. Okay, 8 9 10. Okay, so for so good. Okay, so C4 1 2 3 4. Yes, so but the hydrogen is 3 6 7 8. So the hydrogen is only 8 here, so D is also cancel. Okay, so that left with actually 1 2 3 4 4. Okay, hydrogen is supposed to be 10, so this actually 9 campur 1 10. So the answer would actually be E. Okay, so for so good. Okay, sorry girls that I actually thought it was actually propane. Okay, but again it's a but. But is actually, don't get confused, people get confused, even for myself I get confused. Okay, over apa tu namanya, prop sama actually but. Okay, so prop, okay, cannot actually be sama pant, because that actually confusion. So to make sure that actually kamu in the salah antara prop sama pant, so we actually change that actually to but. Okay, so prop, but, pant. Okay, so remember that. Okay, so any questions so far? Dada? No question? Walang? Okay.
No.
Okay. Good. Okay. That's what I want. Okay. No question at all. Okay. Now, here. Okay. What's the thing? Okay. So that thing that actually remember, kalau niya actually use the elimination method. So I'm gonna actually clear that off. You can actually screenshot it. Okay. Or you can actually play it like later. Okay. Is up. That's what I want. No questions, okay, at all. Okay, of course. Okay, but the thing is that jangan jua karang yung faham, no question, no. Okay, please try to be actually, okay, be true to yourself lah, ha? Okay, if kalau faham, just let me know in the faham. I'm not gonna actually scream. Maybe a little bit, okay, but again, okay, not gonna actually apa tu strangle kamu. Or maybe, okay, but I can't. Okay, it's virtual anyway. Okay, now let's move on to the next question. So I'm gonna clear that off. Okay, so let's actually move on. Okay, so react with steam. Okay, so basically in terms of this, ay manasifahan ni. Okay, takaluar tiya. Okay, now here. Okay, so what really happened? React with steam to make an alcohol. So I told you, can, so what can react with steam today? Only alkene. Okay, so addition reaction, okay, with water. So basically in terms of that, please make sure, okay, react with steam, okay, to form an alcohol. So straight away, I'm gonna actually have a C double bond C, okay, so C double bond C, okay. So that's the only thing that can actually be added, okay, into kamu punya particular structure, okay? And the answer would actually be, of course, it's actually going to be D, okay? So far so good, paham? Okay? Now, easy peasy, okay? Now, okay? Here, okay? Okay, admit, okay? Now, okay, I know the connection nowadays is really, okay, makes me, stress, okay. And they just called me up again yesterday and confirming that actually they've done something. I said, yeah, you've done something, but the connection's still not stable. Okay, they say, oh, sorry. I said, like, don't bother. Okay, I said, like, it's okay. We understand everyone tried to use internet as much as they could. Okay, but again, okay. Now, so here, okay, so C double bond C sahaja yang can actually react with steam to actually form an alcohol. Now, how they can actually do that? So when the C double bond C breaks, okay, so balik-balik sa begitu, but I'm gonna actually repeat myself again, okay, so they're gonna actually break, okay, so the C single bond C will actually form, and you can add, okay, OH and H on each side of the carbon, okay, on each respective carbon, okay. Remember, it's only the respective carbon. Kalau niya actually panjang C double bond C, 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 C single bond semua sekali, jangan tah yang di belakang-belakang atukan kamu tambah. Kamu tambah yang arah double bond ini saja. Break them at each one of the carbon ini, because the carbon should actually have 4 bond, okay? So that's why you cannot actually just add arah 1 carbon saja. It would actually be jadi 5 terpulang, okay? So basically it's really important for us to understand this. So they can actually form a single bond, okay? So when they form a single bond, then you can actually add, okay? Kamu punya particular H plus and OH minus, because this is water, okay? So basically they can actually add H plus and OH minus. So they're introducing alcohol punya particular functional group, okay? So that's what C double bond C undergoes additions of steam to actually form an alcohol. Now, kadang-kadang we actually have what we call that, okay? Oxidation, okay? They can actually call them oxidation anyway, okay? Now, number 5, okay? And of course, that would actually be, okay? So I've actually used the my parents panggil me. Okay. Okay. Kana gusto niyo po lang 4 minute lagi. Okay. But we will reconnect lagi karang. Okay. Now, here can be polymerized to make a polyester. Okay. polyester. Okay, so again, okay, we actually want apa tu salah, okay, undo. Okay, so undo here. Okay, so polyester. Okay, I want to actually know about polyester. So polyester, it is actually between alcohol and carboxylic acid. Okay, so and I mentioned to kamu, kalau kamu mau poly, artinya, okay, sebalahnya-balahnya, okay, so basically both and should actually have two different functional groups, which means that you should actually have alcohol on the other side, carboxylic acid on the other side. Then you can actually have that molecule to join together to form a long chain of ester. So that's why we call them as a polyester. Now from here, actually, what would the answer be? Answer is, nah, sudah, Ifa, mana answernya? Answer is, I'm waiting. The answer is, Jikan, lihat mana kanji mana? Betul. Mana dah? Saya cakap this is ester, okay? Saya cakap kan tadinya polyester, okay? So polyester is actually when, okay? Kamu punya particular, okay? Alcohol and carboxylic acid on the each side or the each end. So you want to make it actually repeat. This one you can actually repeat, okay? So basically, coba kamu lihat nih di sini ya, okay? It's good that you make mistake now. So I want actually the one yang ani di ujung ani. Is this actually a functional group? Yes, it is. It's an alkane. Can we actually polymerize alkane? The answer is not. Alkene, yes. Okay, but for this one we can't. Okay, and it has to be. Okay, I want an ester to form. So when we actually look at this, yes, ester is formed in the middle, but you can't actually have multiple of that. Okay, kamu punya particular bond. Okay, to repeat itself. Why? Because the siring-siringnya ni, there's nothing, okay? You can actually have a condensation reaction. So you can make a polymer. It is just a molecule of ester sahaja. Now, when we look at the other one, okay, okay, I'm gonna actually just clear that off. I'm gonna actually look in terms of this, okay? Now, look at the F, okay? So we're gonna actually have F, which is this, and this. Yes, both and actually have two different particular, okay, functional group. One is alcohol and one is acid. You can keep on adding of this each molecule to form polyester. Okay, so you have another molecule of this. Okay, I'm gonna actually just change that to yellow. Okay, the whole set to repeat itself, it can be done. Okay, so if you repeat di sana, the OH will react sama the ani. So ujungnya masih lagi ada carboxylic acidnya. Sama juga, you add another one, the OH react with actually ani. So they will actually repeat to actually form that particular kamu punya ester bond. So we call them as a polyester. Okay, why? Because we have many ester bond. So we have less than 1 minute. Okay, they're gonna actually be, this is part 1. Okay, so we're gonna actually continue with part 2. Okay, and reconnect again. Okay, so just wait until it be able, it disconnect by itself. Okay, so this is fun. Okay, recording it is fun. Okay, but it shows lots of flaws apparently. Okay, but again, okay. Okay. Karang na, okay. Dako ba sa kapa?